Assalamualaikum and good day. I am Nadjma si Hadji Malic and I'm going to discuss about Phylum Platyhelminthes. So this Phylum Platyhelminthes belongs to kingdom Animalia. This phylum includes 13,000 species. The organisms are also known as flatworms. These are aculomates and they include many free-living and parasitic life forms. Members of this phylum range in size from a single cell organism to around 2 to 3 feet long. The body of it is so unique because it's part of bilateral symmetry. It is sometimes used to control invasive species. So here's the pictures of Phylum Platyhelminthes and the flatworms. Flatworms are not really flat and have a rounded body instead. Are simultaneous hermaphrodites, meaning that they have both male and female organs. It can glide over surfaces or the underside of a surface film of water using small body hairs for movement. And let's proceed to characteristic of platyhelminthes. Platyhelminthes have the following important characteristics. They are trypoblastic, aculoomate, and bilateral symmetrical. They may be free-living or parasites. The body has a soft covering with or without cilia. If you can observe it in the image that they have a soft covering. Their body is dorsoventrally flattened without any segments and appears like a leaf. It looks like a leaf, diba? They are devoid of the anus and circulatory system but has a mouth. If you cannot see, but in the picture, if you near the picture, then you will see the mouth. They respire by simple diffusion through the body surface. They have an organ level of organization. They do not have digestive tract. And also, the space between the body wall and organs is filled with connective tissue parenchyma, which helps in transporting the food material. Another is they are hermaphrodites. Both male and female organs are present in the same body. They have reproduced sexually by fusion of gametes and asexually by generation by fusion and regeneration. Fertilization is internal. The life cycle is complicated with one or more larval stages. They possess the quality of regeneration. The female cells in excretion and osmorgulation. Lastly, the nervous system comprises the brain and through longitudinal nerve cords arranged in a ladder-like fashion. So let's proceed to its unique characteristic. Some of the characteristics that distinguish the organism belonging to Phylum Platyhelminthes from others are presence of flame cells, ladder-like nervous system, presence of parenchyma in the body cavity, and lastly, self-fertilization. When we say presence of flame cells, it is specialized excretory cell found in the simplest freshwater invertebrate. The function of these cells is to regulate the osmotic pressure of the worm and maintain its ionic balance. The central nervous system has been described as ladder-like because of the nerves connecting the nerve cord. Flatworms have auricles that project from the side of the head. These auricles contain chemoreceptors that are used to find food. And the third one is presence of parenchyma in the body cavity. And lastly, self-fertilization. Most flatworm species are monoecious, and fertilization is typically internal. Self-fertilization occurs in bisexual organisms. Flax are hermaphrodites, meaning each worm has both ovaries and testes. They typically reproduce both sexually and asexually, but the majority of sexual reproduction is through cross-fertilization, where both individuals fertilize each other. So here is the classification of platyhelminthes. First is Turbellaria. Turbellaria, these are free-living organisms found mostly in fresh water. The body is dorsoventrally flattened. Their hooks and suckers are not present. Example is planaria or autoplena. Next is Trematoda. When we say Trematoda, these are mostly parasitic. Hooks and sucker are usually present. For example is Fasciola and Diplozone. Lastly is the called Cystoda. These are exclusively parasitic. They have hooks and sucker. For example is Tannin and Convolata. So here are the pictures of examples of platyhelminthes: Dugacia, Schistosoma, Fasciola, and Taenia sulium. So when we say Dugacia or planaria, these are found in freshwater ponds or slow streams. Their body possesses cilia and has the power of regenerating the lost part. The head bears a pair of eyes and low lateral lobes. Next is Schistosoma. It is found in the mesenteric blood vessels and hepatic portal system of humans and is therefore known as blood fluke. It shows well-marked sexual dimorphism. This schistosoma causes schistosomiasis, which spreads through contaminated water, so we have to be careful when we drink water. The patient suffers from anemia, pain, fever, liver and spleen enlargement, and diarrhea. The third one is Fasciola. It is also known as liver fluke, since it resides in the liver and bile duct of sheep and goat. It is a hermaphrodite, but cross-fertilization takes place. It causes fascioliasis in animals. In this, the liver of the animal enlarges and the bile ducts are blocked. The infection weakens the muscles of the animals, resulting in muscular pain. It might also prove fatal for the animals. Lastly is the Taenia sulium. It is also known as the pork tapeworm, and it is found in all the countries where pork is consumed. They live as parasites in the small intestine of human beings, and their larvae are found in the muscles of the pigs. It is a hermaphrodite and undergoes self-fertilization. Taenia sulium causes teniasis, where the patient experiences abdominal pain, anemia, indigestion, restlessness, and false appetite. So we have to be careful in this. So, if you wonder what is the food of the flatworm, flatworms feed primarily on protozoa and bacteria, smaller worms, and any tiny animals, dead or alive, that they have encountered. It is depending on the species. Flatworms also consume plant materials, such as algae. Young flatworms might eat plants, but start feeding on animal matter as they mature. And so, thank you. I hope you understand something about my discussion. Thank you and God bless. Keep safe always.